Action!
Corey is a disciplined guy, has a lot of pride. He's a Marine. He's moving his wife and son to Arizona for a fresh start from the East Coast. Once his wife gets sick and she has this medical illness, he has to deal with that on top of everything else, which is already a strained relationship. And then on top of that, with Corey being gone a lot, his wife happens to meet a neighbor and they fall in love. So
My woe name's Tony, and he is one of the sons of Jane.
Playing Jane has been very fun because she's a lot like me. I had a rough childhood in some aspects, and so I've drawn on a lot of those things that have happened to me that are very similar to Jane's experiences, and so I have put a lot of me into a lot more me than I normally get to do.
Jane Smith's character, played by Rachel Owens, she's more bohemian, free-spirited girl. She's also into like tarot cards and Buddha and all that. So I used real warm, earthy colors, a lot more textures, softer textures, more round edges.
Action.
Ask God and allow Him to order your steps and watch what happens.
Well, Pastor Rita, she actually came from the rough side of town. She had quite a problem with drugs, and she really pulled herself up through going to church and changing her life around. And she's tough. She's straightforward, no nonsense. She tells it like it is.
My character is Staff Sergeant Maverick, and he is the soldier in lead of our lead actor and another supporting actor.
Stop, please! God, get your shit together! Go ahead! Fucking move!
And I am just really a little jerk.
I play the role of John Duncan, which is Corey's best friend in Gulf War. He's just a good old boy. Back home, everyone loves him. Speaks the truth. He doesn't really sugarcoat anything.
But you can't write the ending to somebody else's life, man. It ain't up to you.
I first started when I was 4, and now I'm 7, so that's 3 years. He's a 5-year-old kid who goes to kindergarten, and he has a mom and a dad, and their names are Corey and Sydney.
I had an opportunity to be the location scout, which was it was fun, very rewarding. People tell you, yes, absolutely, you can use our place, and then when you go back to sign the property release form, they come back and say, well, sorry, we changed our mind.
Here's the story. Now, we were shooting at this park. We found this park and we kept it because originally our houses locations was this one over here was supposed to be Jane's house. And that one over there, 519, that was supposed to be Sydney's house. And like last minute we had them locked down. Whatever happened, they fell through. And so that was part of our saga and challenge of getting the houses down on 4th Avenue.
It's just learning to be very flexible and just never giving up and just fighting to the last minute till you finally secure the location.
But then we ended up diagonal from each other, which is truly how it's written in the script. So everything always works out, you know?
We're using a special type of makeup. We could have gone out and got actual rub-off tattoos made to make this process easier. For the limited number of days that she's on it, we'll just hand paint them like this.
As you know, the process of being a producer and putting a film together, finding the right crew with the right vibe, and everyone gets along as such. So my overall, with who we have on this project right now, has been totally awesome. Everyone's cooperative, everyone works well, communication is there, and the project's moving along at a great pace, and I can appreciate that.
It is 6:44, running behind. But we're gonna make it up. We're gonna get ready to be done with 8 4/8 pages in about 9 hours.
This company called MacV, he provided a lot of their gear, uniforms, the tents, stuff like that. It was more about connecting with people and doing my research and making sure everything was period appropriate, because I don't want any Marines seeing this movie and picking anything out and being like, hey, that's not how it happened, or we didn't have that there.
I was also in Desert Storm, so I was able to draw upon my experiences of being in the desert, being over there when missiles were flying overhead, things like that, to things you don't really want to recall, but in this case, it served a purpose.
The biggest challenge for me was the arm. Jane Smith is a burn victim, and originally in the script she wasn't a burn victim, she had CP. And we decided to change it to a burn victim for the story. The director decided to change it. So I've had collodion on my arm to produce the scar damage and tissue damage. That's been really hard because the removal and application of the actual collodion is very rough on my skin. And surprisingly, that has affected all aspects of performance because it hinders my movement and it's on my mind. But at the same time, it helps me because that's something that a burn victim would deal with.
Films are normally done with a lot of emotion from the director and the writer anyway, but in this case, I just felt something different in the Tar and Mario. I mean, they're just good people, and it's something I knew I wanted to be part of.
She had us go out and have like family days where it's just us hanging out at the park, playing ball, just to, all of us are, you know, familiar and comfortable with each other. So once we get on set, it's not just, you know, strangers, you know, acting. This past year, it was really great to see how excited she was and how much this project meant to her, because it makes you want to work that much harder and just do everything you can, you know what I mean? Because that's what she's doing.
He needs some love. Natara's directing is actually much different than in rehearsals. On set, this is what she tells me. Just look good on film. Just look good on film. So I know what she means by that though, because we did so much rehearsal.
I see great things for this film, I really do. I think it's a fantastic project, a great subject matter, and I think it's well done with great actors, great direction, great everybody. So